Four Midwest Guys presents...
Hello, Master. It's been a while.
The name's Rex. We call him Fives.
I'm Eddie.
This is Echo. I'm Commander Cody.
Sir, yes, sir!
The Wars Command.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Four Midwest Guys Presents Clone Wars Command. Today we'll be reviewing Season 7, Episode 3, On the Wings of Keeradacks. Here to help me do that is Mr. Brian Ickenbauer.
What's up, what's up?
What's going on, B?
Back for another episode, Brian.
You love it. You know
It's
you
so
do.
funny.
You love it.
I tell you, it's just too funny. Like, I really can't get into this show. I'm trying. It's not as horrible, but the animation style, it really just isn't my take. But
Copy.
I'm here to review with you, buddy.
All right, well, you know, the new next series is supposedly rumored as a Rebels.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
continuation.
That'll be great.
There you go. All right, so let's talk about Season 7, Episode 3, On the Wings of Keeradacks. So we pick up where we left off. The Bad Batch and Skywalker continue to fight off the D-Wings and battle droids. However, sheer number of battle droids forces them to kind of seal themselves into the main control room. I kind of like how Wrecker pulls the head off the one that kind of sticks its nose through. He just kind of grabs it.
Yeah.
Just takes it off, takes its head off. Tech is still working on trying to get Echo free from the machine. It seems not only does it have access to his memory, but apparently it controls his life functions. So I don't know about you, but that was kind of like, that's kind of Darth Vader.
Is that what it said?
Yeah.
Was it his breathing? I thought it was just because it was connected to his brain, and if you pulled it, it was going to sever everything.
Well, apparently it's also breathing for him. So when he's connected, so he has to do like a workaround, a patch, let him breathe for himself again. Kind of thing, which I thought was kind of like a really minor precursor, you know,
for Vader.
Vader, like a non-miniaturized.
Well, that the function's out there.
Yeah, and I thought, ooh, wouldn't that be cool if if they pointed that out and somehow that if that's true, then Anakin, how ironic would it be that he's looking at a
it is funny because
his future.
What's the guy's name? The bad guy.
Wat Tamor.
Wat Tamor.
Yeah.
Well, you do hear him say, "We won't tell them yet. We want to recoup what we've lost, our investment." So, what if he uses that technology to recoup from?
Yep, and that's the last line on my notes.
Oh, I didn't read that.
That's okay.
Really? Where's that at?
I believe I put it in there at the very end. I say that what if where the Techno Union, it's in there.
Oh,
yeah. So anyway, but that's okay.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah,
we're just starting from the back today, and that's the end of the episode. We'll see you.
See you next time. But yeah, it would be cool if they end up selling this to Sidious. And Sidious miniaturizes the tech.
Well, maybe not just sells it. Maybe he just takes it.
That could be too.
Yeah,
it could be very well. Could be true.
He just takes it.
Yeah, that's mine now.
Yep, pretty much.
You're dead. Mine. So I thought, I was like, ooh, wouldn't that be cool? Just a little precursor. Like he's looking at his own future in a way. He's going to become the Frankenstein monster eventually.
Yep.
And then, so this next scene I want to talk about is actually a deleted scene. So if you don't know already, you can get on YouTube and you can actually type in these. I'm about to spoil it. You can type in all 4 of these episode names in the story arc, and you can watch what they call storyboard mode for all of these episodes. What? So it's like a unfinished, very robotic looking.
It's basically the step right before finished product. Because it has all the audio in it.
Yes.
And it has basically every animation from the scene minus like the mouths moving.
Right.
In the complete animation.
And the graphics is really, really rough. But you can watch it and you can actually enjoy the episode once you get past that. So one of the scenes, though, that get deleted is the one we're about to talk about. And this is where Skywalker buys time. And they talk about the organic decimator, which is actually... it's just called the decimator once they get to the finished product.
Right.
So what happens in this episode is, in an effort to stall for more time because they're trying to get Echo out of the suit, Anakin opens up talks with Tamor. He's outside the main control room, and Tamor claims that this is why I want to talk about it, because he brings up again this whole business neutrality law and how lucrative it is. And again, it also shows how he looks at things as items to be used, or what's his property, and how he doesn't have any regard for human life. He claims Echo himself is his property. Again, it reiterates the Tamor's mindset and how just evil it is.
Right.
I don't know. What do you think, Brian, about Tamor just kind of putting it all back out there? He's like, I'm part of the neutrality bargain. It's lucrative. Echo is my property.
Well, I didn't watch the deleted scene.
Oh, okay.
Because somebody told me not to watch them and only watch the finished product. However, that would have helped a lot with the scene.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it would. I think this scene, like reading through the notes here, would have helped when they says release the decimator. Because I'm like, release the decimator.
What the hell is that?
What the hell is a decimator? And when I went to go through, I was looking at it and I was like, that's just like that's like the thing that Leia got the needle with.
Yes.
And exactly. I was like,
it's a medical droid.
I was like, so they're just gonna like
mind droid.
Yeah, they're just gonna like give them all truth serum. What's going on here? I mean, like, this is kind of stupid.
Right.
And then you go in and then you hear him say whatever, and then it looks like lightning tentacles going all over the whole room.
Yeah, force lightning. Almost,
and they said, why did it stop? And they said, oh, there was nothing organic in there. It's like, that's what it meant.
Right.
So this would have helped
set it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we go on as much as because he does introduce the weapon, and they actually test it on one of the natives. And again, this shows his cruelty because he points out that they own everything on the planet, including the primitives. So he actually looks at the primitives as like a slave, essentially.
As theirs, like as if we would look at our yard and say that bird that just landed in the yard is mine.
And I can do whatever I want. I can torture that poor bird. I can. And they actually release the decimator on him, and you literally watch him turn into a pile of dust.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Yeah, so that shows you. It shows you and he's going to sell this weapon, he says, to the separatists, because it won't affect battle droids, because it only goes after organic matter, living tissue. So, and it's the perfect weapon. I think he even says that for the separatists. But again, it's even more. It shows more disregard to how evil the Techno Union is, and
it's weird that all these. It's weird all these devices go after organics and not metal. Like even when we watched on Rebels.
If you're gonna bring up Rebels, they did go after metal though.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. But it stayed away from Stormtrooper armor. It went for Mandalorian
armor,
and then this one goes for organic and not metal.
Not metal. Yeah.
Interesting.
It's kind of the same
premise.
Yeah. Anyway, a basic premise. But again, it was a great scene, and I don't understand. I get it. Maybe they're trying to stick to the 22-minute format to keep it consistent. I think is how because we were talking about this offline, but you're on Disney Plus. You don't really have to worry about it if they consider disintegrating the native to be too much for kids. I don't know. It really wasn't that bad. It didn't like it. He just shows him electrocute and then he turns to dust. It's not like you watch him literally disintegrate.
But that could be too, though. Maybe that's he didn't want it to be. He wanted to keep it more PG.
This is, I don't know. You're on Disney Plus. It's a paid service. It is Disney though, and I get that. And
or maybe they
keep a PG level.
Or maybe they were thinking, what scene could we hold out so that when we release it on Blu-ray, we'll have deleted scenes that you didn't see on Disney Plus.
It could be. They're trying to sell the DVD.
Yep.
Either way, it's a really good.
Buy now with deleted scenes.
It's a really good scene, and it's a scene that really, like I said, it shows how evil the Techno Union is, and the way they think and how they regard everything, human life outside of themselves, obviously. So, it's not in the actual episode, but I think it deserves to be talked about here. And honestly, even though I told you to wait for the finished product, I think, and I did this for time conservation because it's hard to get these things written out. I took the shortcut. but I think it's worth watching this scene. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, I have him saved on YouTube. Yeah. On my history.
Yeah, I would watch.
Because I got the links from somebody in one of the fan groups on Facebook.
Yeah.
And I sent it to you, and I said, "Oh my God, dude, we can watch all 4 because this came out week of my birthday."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Dude, over 80 minutes, of Star Wars on my birthday." Hell yeah!
I actually thought you watched them. I didn't
No.
know. You took my advice.
Yeah, you said don't watch them until they're finished because you never know what they're going to add, what they're going to take away. And I said, okay.
Yeah.
And then I told you, I was like, yeah, you should definitely watch them though because you can get the notes done and then just take out whatever they don't show.
Yeah, which is what I did. But
that's good.
I was shocked to see though that this wasn't in there. I was like, wow.
Yeah, out of all the scenes that happen in this,
because this is the scene out of all the scenes that you could talk about the most and really go in depth on.
Yeah.
So. I'll tell you, take the shortcut and watch both, but you'll see what I mean. This whole buying time scene and the introduction and how the weapon works and how they look upon life just shows you the evil of the Techno Union, or at least its leader, Wat Tamor, and his minions. So it's worth it. So take the time and do it.
Well, it's funny because it kind of seems to me, how Star Wars is always kind of trying to break the barriers and stuff. Mm-hmm. This kind of seems like what Wat Tamor seems to be like is the higher ups inside of corporations.
Kind of, yeah. He's the corporate overlord.
Yeah, where they only see their employees as property
and numbers
and everything else, and they don't see them as people. They don't see them as They just see him as things.
Yeah, and he's always after his bottom line. Like we were talking about, recouping his.
So there you go. There you go. Wat Tamor is big business.
He is he's the ultimate evil CEO. So there you go.
Echo.
Moving on. So Echo is finally freed from the machine / escape. Mm-hmm. So Tech frees him. The dependency on the machine, he breathes on his own. And they disconnect him from the wires in the back of his head.
Yeah, it kind of felt like when they disconnected him that he lost some power.
He kind of collapsed a little bit.
Because he was sitting there for a while, and then all of a sudden they pulled the wires, and he went, ugh. Like it was like a draining. Yep.
On him. Yeah, that's a good point. Echo then shows them the hidden ventilation shaft because apparently, while they had access to him and his memories, he had access to
everything,
their entire database, which is a side effect. I'm sure they had no idea.
Yeah,
that the link worked both ways, so to speak. But he uses his new droid interface hand. He now has a hand that has the R2D2 droid, and he's
screwdriver.
He's able to plug in and open up the door. So you no longer need an R2 unit if you have Echo with you.
Yeah.
He's part droid, part R2.
Clone R2.
Clone R2. I thought it was funny how Wrecker just continues to grab people without telling them. He picks up the leader of Bad Batch and just throws him up there. He's like, little warning next time.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just thought it was cool. Of course, Anakin doesn't need help. He has his own force powers.
Right.
To help him. But and then we move on to they're going through the ventilation shaft and they end up going out on this beam and they're kind of stuck there. So they've got droids on one side, droids on the other. And how are they going to get out of this? Well, it turns out Tech records everything.
Yeah.
Including the call of the Keeradacks, which are those bat-looking creatures that we saw the natives riding earlier. And Echo still pretty brave. I mean, he jumps without hesitation. He needs a little help from Rex, but he does it well. And says he's even starting to feel like a trooper. Rex is like, oh, you always were a trooper. Which kind of took me back because he was so weak. And now he's starting, I don't know, because he's released from the machine, like you said, maybe he's getting his stamina back.
Yeah, it could be. Because it could be that the machine was keeping him at a certain level.
Yeah.
Like, so that he couldn't.
Consciousness.
Yeah, so that he couldn't break away from the machine. Like, he was kept in, like, a stasis.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not fully awake, but not fully asleep.
Yeah, like a twilight sleep.
Yeah, and kind of, like, not enough energy. And now that he's breathing on his own, his body's kind of kicking back in.
Right.
And he's feeling more energy.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, and then you get that great line. I'm starting to feel like a trooper again. You never stop being a trooper, Echo.
Yeah.
Then they find out that the D-Wings can fly.
Yeah, because they're like, adios, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And like, and all of a sudden, jump off the thing and they start flying again.
Yeah.
Because last week when you said that they were D-Wings, and I was like,
Yeah.
how do you know they're D-Wings? Like, they didn't show anything that they could fly.
Yeah.
And then now we can see they fly.
Now you can see, obviously, they fly. And it kind of took me back to Rise of Skywalker. Oh, they fly now. Oh, they can fly now. They can fly now.
Although it was really funny because the droids were right on their tail, and then all of a sudden they're gone.
Well, they're kind of deflecting, and they're battling them off. They kind of back off, I guess.
And that's what they had, because I was like, we see them.
Yeah.
We see the one go into the mountain.
Yeah.
And the next scene is them flying into the hometown. Like,
yeah, I think they kind of back off because they know the natives would probably take them out in small numbers. Which might be another sign because they're experimental. Maybe they're a little smarter than your typical battle droid, which would just keep going. But it was a cool aerial battle, I thought. Not a whole lot to write home about, but cool. They returned to the native village, where the native leader is impressed that they've learned to ride the Keeradacks, but he's angry because he's brought the war back to the village. Mm-hmm. Which, excuse me for a minute.
yeah, doing 3 podcasts in a row is like,
Yeah, that's a lot of talking, man.
taking it out.
So, and then Rex gives the great line. He's like, yes, we brought war, but look what the Techno Union did to one of our own. Look how they took the humanity from him, etc., etc., etc. You can help or not, it's your choice. And then obviously they agree upon seeing all that, which it's kind of a big moment for Rex because even Skywalker says he couldn't have said better himself. So we see Rex kind of take the
A little bit more of a leadership role.
Here.
Yeah, I also thought it was kind of weird. It's like you didn't get to, like, I think it would have been even more impactful is if they would have had the handful of dust.
Oh, from the native,
like the native, and like maybe it was like the only thing that was left of them was like a necklace or something.
They were able to,
and they would bring it back and say they turned him to dust.
Yeah, look
what they did to him. Look what they did to our guy. So that it was, because otherwise it was more like a,
just
why do I care what they did to your people?
Yeah,
you know, you brought him here. I already told you I didn't want him here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think Rex even kind of makes the connection with human life, though. He goes, well, if they did this to them, what, how do you think they look upon you? And
right,
blah blah blah. So the Techno Union sends in a huge thing of D-Wings, and then they send in 2 modified, and here we go again with names. Octopatera, thank you. Tri-droids to fly. But they're modified. These fly, where the ones we've seen in the past just
don't fly
at all. So again, a little bit more experimentation from the Techno Union.
And you'd think that they would have that kind of stuff around their place more so than out where we would have seen them in the past.
Yes, exactly. And they're doing okay against the battle droids themselves, but when the tri-droids show up, they started creating havoc. They've got those 3 cannons. They're just start blowing people to pieces. Then that's when Skywalker speaks up and says, we got to take out the walkers. I'll take one, you take the other. Rex is like, don't worry, General, the boys and I can handle it. And then Hunter and Wrecker, you're with me. He takes those 2, while Skywalker takes out the other one.
Yeah, by himself.
Yeah. I like Echo's line to Skywalker, still showing off, General. Yeah, you know me, Echo. And he goes to town with his lightsaber. He jumps on him. He goes right into the head. He starts cutting off. He cuts off all 3 barrels. He even cuts off one of the legs.
Yeah, cuts off one of the legs and makes it fall. And it was.
He pushes, and then he ends up pushing the one into the other walker. But in the meantime, while that's going on, Rex and his gang trying to take out the other walker aren't doing so hot.
They were able to take out the eyes.
Yeah,
but that's it.
They're shooting out the eyes, and that's it. And the one, I thought it was cool how Wrecker pushed the native out of the way and was able to take the whole weight of one of the legs on him and kind of props him up. So
you could even show him getting indented in the ground. Like that's how much force was being put on him.
Yeah, and
it was like it reminded me a lot of like a Superman.
Yeah, that's
like a
exactly
Superman episode. Like it's like, okay, this is where he's gonna all of a sudden just like just push up. Yeah,
but it does show that his strength. Like you can almost, like you said, see the Hulk or Superman doing the same thing. And then of course when Anakin force pushes the one into the other, that they fall, and destroy them and whatnot.
Yep.
So overall, though, I thought it was a pretty good battle scene.
Yeah, I agree.
We're going over it pretty quickly, but you know.
Oh no, I agree.
Cool.
I thought it was a very good battle scene. And like one of the things that did help me watching this episode was this fact that there was a battle scene, there was lightsaber usage, there was there was action, as opposed to some of the episodes we've watched of other shows where it's just like, oh my god, this is so boring. Like, this is not what Star Wars is. You know, watching this was definitely felt like this is what Star Wars is. It is the space battles. It is the lightsabers, the guns, the robots, the droids. It very much felt like an episode of Star Wars.
Also, speaking of the droids, did you notice when they ran, they looked like, I don't know, little T-Rexes or Velociraptors? Did you notice they had like little hands up like this?
Yes. Yeah. So like and then the only time it actually expanded was when they had their wings.
Yeah.
And it was like, and then all of a sudden it was like boom, and like, okay, that's weird.
But when they were walking kind of like it looked like a Velociraptor.
Yeah. Well, it had the
from Jurassic Park.
It looked like it had the droids from what planet was that with Jar Jar?
Naboo.
Yeah, it looked like kind of like it had the bottom body half of those droids, like very very mechanical, like very
the regular
the
regular battle droids. Yeah. But when they walked, they almost had like a bird. I guess because they had wings, they were walking like Velociraptor kind of. It was just it's observation I made.
Like claws instead of feet.
Yeah, very much so. So Techno Union defeated, and here's where we get to the recoup the losses again. So
he said they're not going to tell.
They're not going to tell the Separatists.
Not yet.
Yeah, and we need to recoup our losses on our investments first. And again, I wonder if that means that they're going to sell the Echo technology to Sidious, or...
That's a very good point, Brian. I'm glad you brought that up.
Thanks, Brian. But I'm glad you were able to bring it up at the beginning as well. So
come full circle.
But it shows that you're thinking the right way, my friend.
Yes.
So, but yeah, I think it's very possible. At least maybe this is where it gets its start, because everybody thought before Episode 3 came out that Anakin was going to design his own suit, like, because he always said he was going to find a way for people not to die. In Episode 2, everybody's like, oh well, he's good with machines, so obviously he builds the suit that he ends up wearing.
No. We already knew. Did we already know that?
No. We didn't. A lot of people thought that Anakin...
Even after he was completely burned alive or whatever, they still thought he created his own suit?
Well, that he had it laying somewhere. Like he built it ahead of time.
People are dumb.
And then,
People are dumb. People are dumb.
But we've never gotten the story, so, you know.
So maybe this is just parts of it.
Little pieces of the puzzle, if you will, right?
So maybe this season on Clone Wars, we'll get all the different pieces that they're able to put together.
Lead up the suit, how they make the suit, and where they get the suit from. It would be cool to see. I wouldn't mind that at all. In fact, that's one that it's like, I want to know that. You know, it's the stupid stuff you think about when you're a Star Wars fan like me.
Yeah.
And then finally we get at the end of the episode, we get the farewell to the natives and welcome back Echo. The Jedi will always be welcome to the native village, so they've gained an ally there against the Techno Union, I guess. And Rex says, you know, Echo thanks for saving him to Rex. Rex is like, it'll be all like old times. And, you know, they kind of pan at Echo and he walks on the ship. That's that, as they say.
No, I was very hesitant when I was watching that.
Yeah.
And I realized what we're watching is we're watching this rescue scene of Echo, but Echo's been kind of manipulated. And I was wondering if there was any kind of...
If he was going to go dark?
Yes.
Yeah, I kind of thought that
because even when he says, yes, just like old times, like...
Yeah,
like
red eyes coming out or something.
Like that's what I was waiting for. Like actually what I was waiting for, not maybe so much a red eye, but I was waiting for like a twitch. Like a glitch.
Like a tick.
Yes. Yes, just like old times. Click. And I was like, what? Like that's what I was waiting for.
Yeah.
But I didn't get it, but I still didn't hear a yes, like old times. You know, like a happy old times. No. It felt like it was like a sorrow like old times. Like almost like he remembers Rex leaving him.
Could be, or that he's he's coming to terms that it's not going to be like old times because he's different now.
Yeah. But it was one of those things I was it's like,
Yeah. Yeah, I was with you though. I felt the same way. I was like, oh man, are they going to do the turn with him or not? But
That's what I thought.
not. Yeah, I was with you though. I was right there with you. I thought the same thing. So, all right, Brian. So, final thoughts and grades for Season 7, Episode 3, On the Wings of Keeradacks.
Okay, do we remember what I gave last week's episode to?
Let's just use the old 10 scale. I guess I can't remember what we used.
Do you remember what number I gave?
No, I can't say I do.
Was it a 6?
I think it might have been, yeah.
Okay.
Actually, now that I think about
If it was a 6, then I will give this episode a 7.5.
Okay, so moving in the right direction.
Oh, it definitely moved in the right direction. The amount of, and I think it should pretty much be this way throughout the whole Clone Wars. You know, it's battles.
Right.
So we should see a lot of lightsaber usage. We should see a lot of clones. We should see a lot of, blaster fire.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'll be happy with that aspect. I will be happy when I see some new vehicles if we get some of those in there.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's one of my
You're a big vehicle guy.
Big vehicle guy.
Ship guy.
Yeah, big vehicle guy. Big lightsabers. Those are my big. My big go-tos
for Star Wars.
For Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll go to have a 7.5. I think that they left the deleted scene in there. That sounds like it would have been cool scene to have.
Yep.
I also think that they could have extended out the battle scene in the village a little more.
Yeah.
And I also would have liked to have seen maybe a little bit more of how Tamor was going to recoup their investment.
Losses, yeah.
I really would have liked to have seen initiate protocol, whatever.
Right.
And you see in the background something that would give us a hint of something else.
Or echo change, right?
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I'm going to give it an 8. If you put in the deleted scene that we talked about, I'd jump it up to an 8.5 because that really does make a huge difference in this episode. It introduces the decimator, or organic decimator, if you will. It explains that. It really reiterates what Wat Tamor is about and what the Techno Union is about, and really establishes how evil they really are, and how they are this, like you said, corporate evil CEO, and how they see everybody as just a number, and it's always about the bottom line. And I think I thought the action was good. Would have liked to have seen a little bit more in the aerial combat, maybe. But I also think with you, I'm always for more action in Star Wars. I'm always for a bigger, better battle. But I think it was satisfactory for me. So 8 without the delay scene, 8.5 with would be my final thought grade there. All right, so before we go, where can you find 4 Midwest Guys? Well, we're all over the place. Let me put it that way. The best place to go is www.4midwestguys.com. Again, that's the number 4 midwestguys.com. That website is a blog website. It has every last one of our podcasts on it, in not just video form, but also in audio form. We're now putting the audio link in the description of the video link instead of having 2 separate posts for them, so it's a little bit more together. If you want just the Clone Wars command, you click the Clone Wars command at the top, and it gives you just the Clone Wars command. If you just want our Picard show, which is out right now, you click just Picard. If you want to do the Ang Zone XFL weekly show, you click that link and you get just that show. Or you can watch them all as we release them in order. It's all there. There's also links, most importantly though, to our iTunes, to our Podbean, to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all the social media sites. We're pretty much on there. So follow, like, and subscribe through forwardmidwestguys.com. If you want it, however, just Facebook is facebook.com/forwardmidwestguys. On Twitter at 4midwestguys. Brian, where can they find you on Twitter and Stardust?
At Ankzone.
You can find myself on Twitter and on Stardust at bwilly1977. We're on Instagram at the number 4_Midwest_guys. You can email us at the number 4 midwestguys@gmail.com. And we have a brand new voicemail line. That's right. You can dial 1-859-363-5952. Again, that's 1-859-363-5952. And actually leave a comment for us. You can leave a short voicemail for us. You can state who you are, where you're from, and if it's about the Clone Wars, state whatever your comment is about the Clone Wars. If it's about Picard, leave it for Picard. If it's about the XFL show, leave it there, or any of our other shows, or any other general advice, suggestions, and whatnot. And if we really like your voicemail, guess what? You literally get your voice heard on the next episode. So please reach out to us that way. Also, right now on YouTube, which is probably, if you're watching this, that's probably how you found us. You right now, in order to find our site, you have to type in For Midwest Guys into the search bar. We're new to the YouTube mostly right now, and because of that, we only have like 65 subscribers. And in order to get our own address,
Customized.
yeah, youtube.com/For Midwest Guys. In order to get that, we have to have 100 subscribers. Right now, it's just youtube.com/123xyz blah 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 blah. So, but in order to get that For Midwest Guys, we need 100 subscribers. We're really pushing hard to get that first 100, and we hope that you can help us do that. We only need 35 more in order to reach that first goal. So please do follow, like, and subscribe, hit the bell, hit like and subscribe on that as well. Okay.
Across all the audio stuff too, you can find us on Spotify,
Yes.
Tuned In, Stitcher,
iHeartRadio
now.
Yep.
So you find us on iHeartRadio. Those are obviously going to be all audio only, but it means you can listen to us in the car or while you're doing your dishes or laundry or grass, cutting your grass, whatever you want to do.
Exactly. So if you like the video format, that's great. You can find that all on YouTube. However, if all the other audio you can find where Brian told you, we're on there. Like I said, iHeartRadio, Spotify. Those are two of the biggest ones, right? Along with TuneIn and all other Stitcher and whatnot. So anywhere you find podcasts, and also Apple Podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
If you really like this show, also type us a small review on there. That really helps with the popularity. Really helps get the podcast out there through their systems. So we only ask, though, if you do, just make it a nice one, please, and a good review. So with that in mind, Brian, I want to thank you for joining us this week.
Hey, thanks for having me again, man.
And this is B. Willie saying, may the force be with you always.